Halloween is almost here, but we want to make sure that you're safe, your kids are safe, and as being a homeowner, that you're not liable for something you don't want to be liable for. Want to bring in Craig Swap, personal injury attorney. So, Craig, this is such a fun holiday. It's my favorite, but it can turn really bad really, really quick.
Yeah, it really can. And it's my wife's favorite holiday too. Our backyard is just full of pumpkins and witches and goblins, and she hides it from everybody. But it's kind of funny to see what emotions it brings out in us. But yeah, it's a time where we've got to be really, really careful as a homeowner. There's lots of people that we're inviting onto our property, when we hand out candy. And so they have we have a duty to them to make sure that there's nothing there that's dangerous. And what we've seen in the past, Jenny, is like cords that are strewn across sidewalks
Mhm.
for different sound effects. You can tape those down if if you're going to do that kind of stuff. A lot of times we've seen it where people have been repairing a sprinkler and they leave the unrepaired sprinkler hole open and people fall in it and they're
Wow.
found liable. But I guess what I'd recommend to all of your viewers would be to just go out and take an audit of your yard. Look if there's anything that you think that would be, people could potentially fall on. That's where you can get in trouble or where you can become liable for it. But if you go out and you make sure it's clean, all the sidewalks are clean. There's really nothing that it's going to be really hard for anyone to impose responsibility on your part if somebody falls.
Yeah, well, and I know that growing up in Park City, we always had to be, mindful of the snow and or ice that would be on our sidewalks or our driveways. So,
Yeah.
it depending on where you live, you got to be mindful of a lot of different things if for those trick or treaties coming onto your property. Now, what about for mom and dad trying to keep their trick or treaters safe as they're out on the road?
I think there's a couple things on the young kids out on the road is talk to them ahead of time and make rules. Help them to understand that they should stay on one side of the road, only go to homes where there's light, don't go into dark places. Have when they cross the street, make sure they know that there's going to be a lot of cars out there that they need to don't zigzag across the street. I mean, whatever the rules are that you have for your young kids, I would just review those with them. I know that they'll look at you and roll their eyes at you, but I think it's better for them to be safe than not have those. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen if we're not careful or if we go to the wrong places.
Yeah, yeah. I think the conversation ahead of time is definitely a good one. Craig, if they do have any issues, though, need to talk to you, how can they get in touch with you?
CraigSwap.com is our URL, or 800-404-9000 will get you right to our office. And we'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has and point you in the right direction.
Wonderful. Craig, happy Halloween, and tell your wife happy Halloween too.
Back at you. Thank you so much, Jenny.